right. Well, it's my honor now to introduce my dear friend Jerry Teplitz. Jerry and I first met Jerry back in the early '80s. We had the church going, and Jerry came in, and I found out that Jerry really loved the whole idea of a community, of a spiritual community. And Jerry was attracted to us, and he became very involved. He was on our first board of directors back in 1984, and served the church. And I learned that Jerry was an attorney, and he had switched careers at a certain point to get his doctorate in holistic health sciences. And now his work is to go around the world and give inspirational talks. So his ministry is actually like to go to a big corporation. We'll say, I'll pick one, I don't know if Kmart's one, but Kmart, for example, and he has all the workers, and he teaches the workers about the power of our thoughts and how positive thinking makes us work better, workplace, we're all happier, and sales go up. And corporate America loves people like Jerry because it really works, you know. And a little known story about Jerry is that back in 1994, when Paul passed, we weren't sure if the church was even going to continue because Paul had created this church. He was the driving force behind it. And we really didn't know what the future of the Fellowship of the Inner Light was going to be, whether people would still want to come with Paul gone. And a couple of weeks after Paul passed, a good friend of ours named Ethan Martin came to me, and Ethan said, "Bruce, I need to talk to you." He says, "I had this dream, and it was really real." And Paul came to me in the dream, and he said, "Tell Jerry and Bruce," getting touched here, that I need for those two guys to really make this church continue, you know. And Ethan said, "Well, Paul, should I tell him this?" And Paul says, "Ethan, don't tell him anything except what I'm saying," you know. So I knew it was from Paul then, right? And Ethan came and told us this, and so ever since then, Jerry and I have been working Jerry's really been one of the pillars of the church. And so with that little introduction, let's give Jerry a warm welcome. Yay.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min ha'oretz. This is the Jewish Hebrew blessing over bread. But take a look at this. Has anything changed from saying that blessing? It still looks like the same piece of bread before I said it, doesn't it? So what happened here? What happened here was, in effect, let's see, I took my notes. What happened here was a belief that something changed. So we believe that there's something different here. What if we can know it? We can actually experience it and know it immediately that there was a change. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today, is the creation of knowing in blessings and in prayers. Now, what I'm going to be doing is bringing up a couple of people who have agreed to volunteer. They have no idea what they agreed to volunteer to. I just said, "Would you please be a volunteer?" And they said, "Okay, thank you both." And we're going to do something called behavioral kinesiology. Well, kinesiology is muscle checking of the body. Everything around us affects us. Its effect is very direct, very immediate, very dramatic. This always looks like a trick when I demonstrate it, but it's totally real, and I'll be explaining in a few minutes a little bit about what's taking place. So if I can get my two volunteers to come up, please.
We really have no idea what we're doing.
So Erica, you can stay over here, that's
Okay.
fine. And so introduce yourself so it gets on the tape.
I'm Erica Roberts.
And?
Matt Harlan.
Okay. And Matt's a big guy here. So what I'm going to do is give them a couple of envelopes to hold on to. so Matt, you hold that in the other hand. Okay, and Erica, you hold that, this hand here. Okay, and right there. Okay, so you're both going to be putting your arm out. That doesn't have the envelope, but your thumb turned downward. I'm going to be coming by. I'm going to be pressing down. When I say resist, you're pushing up. Ready, resist. Okay, and Matt? Ready, resist. Huh. Wait. So her arm stayed up. She's little. He's big, and his arm came down. You can put your arm down there. So what the hell's going on here? I shouldn't say hell in church, but what the hell? So would you two open your envelope, please? You can just tear it open and tell me what's in there. And take it out. I sealed them so well. So Erica, what do you have to show people? Oh, we'll show them.
It's an almond.
It's an almond. An almond is what we call a healthy food, right? Okay, what do you got there?
I got some sugar.
He's got a package of sugar. We would label sugar as not being the best for us, and it actually shows up in how the body responds to it. So his arm came down. On the good food, her arm stayed up. So let's take it another step further. And Eric, you can put the sugar down. You can put the almond down. And here's a package of sugar for you. No, this one here.
Okay.
I got your own one. Arm out. Ready. Push up. So even with her knowing that his arm went down, she wasn't able to keep her arm up. Okay, so what happened here? So it's the sugar it has an energetics to it that our body says, uh-oh. Now we get addicted to sugar because it's in all kinds of stuff, but in more ancient times, sugar was viewed as something sweet, as exceptional, not something you have every single day. So now let's take it a step further. So what I want you both to do is focus in on energizing that sugar. Say a prayer if you like. However you do it for yourself. When you've got it done, put your arm out and I'll muscle check you again. Okay. Ready, resist. Okay. You got him, arm out. Ready, resist. What happened there? That is knowing and not just believing I can change the sugar. They actually changed the molecular structure, the energetics behind that sugar. Now let's take that from both of you and let's now give you one of these and one of these, and arm out, ready, resist, arm out, ready, resist. So where was their focus when they had the sugar in their hand? It was right here, wasn't it, where they were holding it? That's a basket full of sugar. Same substance, but it didn't have an impact, them focusing here on that. So this is the notion of saying a prayer. If you go so far as to saying a prayer over the appetizer at the table, you got the rest of the meal to come out. You haven't changed the energetics of it all. See, in ancient times when they put the food out, they put everything out. They'd say one blessing and they got it all. We don't necessarily do that in our society. Now, the chef, the cook, is a very powerful person because they can actually change the energetics of the entire meal just by focusing in on sending love and energizing. However they define it for themselves, it creates a difference in how it operates. Let me take that from both of you. So, you two can have a seat for a little bit. I'll be bringing you back up again. So this is the first part because I want to turn this into an experience. And so I'm going to kind of be throwing sugar out. And you each need a packet. And you're going to be standing up in a moment and working with folks. There you go. Pass them around. There you go. Everybody needs a package of sugar. Anybody missing? Everybody got? Okay, stand up and you're going to partner up with a person now. And so what you're going to be doing is one person will, first of all, put the sugars down. Put all the sugars down. And you want to check somebody in neutral because muscle checking is not where I'm attempting to really force their arm down. It's a measurement. It's not just brute force because you can push people's arms down. So the person is going to be checked. They're going to put their arm out with their thumb turned downward. You're going to be standing to the side of the person, and just like I was doing with them. And what you're going to do is you're going to put a hand by their wrist bone. You'll say, ready, resist. They'll push up. You'll push down a steady, direct pressure, but you're not looking to push further than maybe a couple of inches down. If you go further down a couple of inches, it means you're pushing through their ability to resist. We're looking to measure their level of strength. We're not looking to overpower their level of strength. So partner's being checked first now, puts their arm out, thumb turned downward. You're standing by the side of them. Place a hand by their wrist bone and say, ready, resist, and they're pushing up against you. Okay? And now let's do the other partner so we get a measurement with each partner. Arm out, have them say, ready, resist, and check them. Okay, everybody's got a level and measurement. Okay, so now the first partner will pick up the package of sugar and just hold on to it in the hand that's by the side of their body. Put their same arm out again. And you place your hand by their wrist bone and say, ready, resist, and push down. Surprise! Now, what I want you to do is I want you to then pass that sugar to the other partner. Oh, actually, we have to check the other partner. We did the measurements, so. Yeah, so give your partner the sugar, the other partner the sugar. Have them put their hand out, arm out, say ready, resist, and check them on the sugar. And now, the partner that's holding on to the sugar, bless it, energize it, say a prayer, however you want to do that, and energize that package of sugar. When you feel like you've done it, put your arm out again, your partner will muscle check you. Now put that package of sugar down and give your other partner their package of sugar to hold. Arm out. And have them check in with the sugar. And now energize it. Say the prayer, whatever you want to do, however you want to focus in on energizing it. And then check them. Now, take your package of sugar, give it to your partner. The one that you just blessed, give to your partner and check them. So the package you just blessed, give to your partner and check them. And lo and behold, the prayer that they did affected the sugar and it affected your energy in your field as well. Be seated. So I brought them back up because we want to look at the next level of what we want to share with you, and that is prayer. So this was blessing, the blessing part of what we want to look at. But we want to also look at prayer. Now, there's research out there, lots of studies that have been done now validating the concept of prayer. One of the very first studies in this area was done back in the 1990s by Dr. Randolph Bird from University of California Medical School. They took 400 coronary care patients, divided into two groups. They received the same exact medical care, but one group was prayed for by Protestant and Catholic prayer groups spread around the country. The results. The people who were prayed for had less congestive heart failure. They had 5 times less need for antibiotics. They had 4 times less pneumonia, and 4 times less need to be resuscitated. Which group would you rather have been in this study? Let's go. Put me in the pray for group. Thank you. Amen. Now, a more recent study had been done with AIDS patients before they invented the cocktail, when people were just really decimated by AIDS. So they took 40 patients, divided into 2 groups. One group was prayed for by 10 people, and these 10 people came from 10 different religious backgrounds, 10 different healing traditions. They prayed for these folks as 1 hour per day for 1 week, and then they were done. 6 months later, the controls had spent 68 days in the hospital. The prayed for folks had spent 10 days in the hospital. And the prayed for folks had less AIDS-related diseases and less emotional stress. And the only difference is this group of 10 people, and get it, 10 different religious backgrounds, healing traditions. Nobody has the right to say, it's only my way to do healing. Any way you want to do healing, you can do healing. So we want to now look at moving from the belief in the power of prayer and the research to an experience of the power of prayer. So I'm going to have them step out just a foot or so. Can I get, that's fine. So I'm going to whisper something to each of them. I don't want you looking at each other. Arm out, thumb down. So start doing what I told you to do. Matt, you start doing what I told you to do. Ready, resist. So what was happening there is I had asked Erica to send a positive thought to Matt, and Matt to send a negative thought to Erica.
I did a negative thought.
You did the negative thought. Okay, let's switch it. So you're going to go positive, you're going to go negative. We'll see what happens, okay? So arm out.
Wait, am I positive?
You're positive about it. Okay. And Matt, you got your thought going? Ready, resist. Yeah, so it's okay. So what was happening there is she was sending positive, he was sending negative. Guess which one? The negative. Guess why we have religions going on for how many years? And still looking to bring love and joy and peace to the world. Why? Because the negative is quite powerful. Now, Levi, you're going to come up over here. And no, come on over here. And you're going to be just back here. And I'm whispering something to Levi. So you're still positive, you're still negative, okay? And you're going to start going to arm out. Arm out now. Ready, resist. Okay, arm out, Matt. Keep it going. Ready, resist. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you what was going on there, but Sarah, you can come up. And so you can fly back here, and you're going to do the same thing, Levi. Come on back here. So everybody starts sending again. Okay, ready, resist. Keep going, Matt. Arm out. Keep doing. Ready, resist. That was interesting, wasn't it? Well, guess what I was having them do? I was having them think and send positive thoughts to Erica. Erica was sending positive thoughts to him. He was still sending the negative thoughts, which didn't affect her. It says in the Bible, where Jesus said, where two or three are gathered, you will know me. Because prayer, it turns out, he deliberately said 2 or 3. He didn't say anybody can just go do prayer, it's going to work. He said 2 or 3. And guess what we just demonstrated? We had 2 back there. Their energetics changed for her, and it changed for him. So having prayer groups is important because it gives you 2 or more to have an experience. Okay. Let's give them all a hand for being volunteers up here. So what we're looking at here is a real concept. It's a knowing. It's not just thinking something's going to work. It's knowing that we can affect others, we can affect ourselves, we can affect the world through prayer that's real, through blessings that's real. The only thing stopping you is you. Change your thoughts. You'll change your outcome, not only for yourself, but for everybody around you. Thank you.